This video is going to shock you. In nearly all of my YouTube tuts and courses, you see me using all quads and vanilla Blender, slaving away in order to create perfect topology. I do this because I love being inefficient and wasting my time while teaching you concept design, all the basics of hard surface modeling in Blender. But not today. Today you'll witness something diabolical. We're going to use booleans and n-gons to create this sci-fi binocular. May the Father of Understanding guide us. Now before we start, let me tell you that if you're new to Blender and you don't know what the hell is going on, we have a free course for you called Jumpstart Hard Surface in Blender. It will teach you everything you need to know about basics of Blender in literally 4 hours. So go ahead and grab it. We have nearly 80,000 students who enrolled and they absolutely love it. They're having fantastic results with this course. So like I said, the course is free. The link is in the video description. Go ahead and grab it. Alright guys, let's start with the cube as usual, and we're going to make it a little bit flatter, and let's Shift Z that and then SY. We need a bit of a thicker shape here to be able to cut it, okay? So now we're going to run an edge here in the middle, and before we do anything, let's apply scale, because we're going to be running bevel through it and you want to apply scale before you do anything like that. Let's just drop these edges down, so GZ, and then I'm going to use Mesh Machine, Alt-X, and mirror it. If you don't have it, go to Mesh here and symmetrize with Blender. I have a video on symmetrize if you want to watch it somewhere on YouTube. Okay, so let's just move these edges and Alt-X again. Select this one and we're going to bevel this, okay, with, I don't know, maybe 12 bevels. Should do. Now, is this not too flat? I think it's a little bit too flat. So hang on a second. Let me just make it a bit thicker. So make it a bit thicker. Grab this and bevel it again. There we go. And then we're going to grab this edge and bevel it here. And I'm going to Alt-X and Alt-X to both sides. And now we have this really cool shape for this scope. This is a little bit maybe too long, so I'm going to cut it with box cutter to make it a bit shorter and Control Sharpen to apply it peachy. And I'm going to also run power save, and I'm going to switch it to interval 1 minute, so 60 seconds. It's going to be a bit better. I work quite fast, so. Alright, so now we have this one done, and now what we need to do is actually cut the front a bit. So let's go to the front and we're going to slice it here with box cutter, but we're going to switch this cutter to inset. So press X 3 times and then press T for solidification. I'm going to drop it down a bit and press space, okay? It's a bit fiddly, but it should work. Cool, that looks good. So here in the back, let's grab this face, I and inset, E to extrude it. You can go quite deeply, that's fine. And here too in the front, let's just apply this with sharpen, grab this one, I to inset, and extrude it, okay? So we got something like this, which looks pretty cool, okay? So this is our starting piece. So now what I want to do is I want to add some cool shapes here on the side, okay? So I'm going to grab this and cut it through, press B for bevel. And I think maybe, I don't know, 11 segments would be enough. And let's press X to slush it, okay? And this should do. And now we're going to move let's just apply this, so Control Sharpen, and move the origin point to this geometry. So Shift S with machine tools and to geometry. Now, let me see. Let's just scale this a little bit in, okay? But press Shift Y to scale it on X and Z. Move it a little bit inside here like this, okay? That's cool. And maybe a little bit more here like this. Awesome, that's really cool. So what we're gonna do here now is we're going to mark this edge here with a theme. And when you do that, you can actually select with L a specific area that's basically defined by a seam, right? So I'm gonna press Alt S and I can inflate it a bit, okay? So because I want to make sure that it's not so thick, so Alt S and inflate it a bit like that, and this is cool. All right, awesome. Let's scale it a bit on a Z and we're good to go. Now what I want to do is I want to, of course, mirror this. So mirror this with hard ups, and I'm gonna cut this, okay? Now in order to cut this, I want to cut it from this angle. So what I want to do is now I want to align to the face. So let's just grab this face here. And what we're going to do is we're going to, no, hang on a second, this one. Let's grab this face. And we're going to go to Q and Operations, and let's go to Mesh Tools and Align View. Now I'm going to assign shortcuts here. So my shortcut's going to be Control Q. So now when I'm going to press Control Q, I'm going to align it to my face here, and I can rotate it holding Shift and Alt and using my mouse button, and then click to apply it, right? And now we align to this element. So now what I can do is press Shift V and align my cutter to view, or we could actually turn it on in here. Where was it? This one, align to view, perfect. The square and boom, and we're going to run it like this, okay? So like that, and click, and then we're going to rotate it a little bit to make sure that it kind of follows this curvature. So there's GX, move it in here, and let me see that, and RZ, rotate it like this, perfect. And then in order to see that edge here, our auto smooth angle is not just sharp enough, so we can actually adjust it by pressing Q and holding Shift and moving the mouse to the right until the sharpen pops. Just don't make it too crazy, because you see that the bevel's gonna start catching you. So somewhere here, boom, right? And now let's adjust it, okay? So let's grab that and let's just move it somewhere here and rotate it a bit. Maybe that's cool. I like that, okay? And Shift 2. Awesome. And now we're gonna mirror this to the other side here, right? Now we're going to cut this here in the middle. So grab this one and we're gonna cut it from the top here. In fact, you know what? Let's just move this a little bit here. Cool, Shift 2. Now let's add the cylinder here. And I think this will do that many segments, so 32. Could be a little bit more round, but you know what, doesn't really matter. So let's just add it somewhere here and move it up. And now in order to be able to see that kind of like a dial, we're gonna have to adjust the rest of this model here, and also cut it out here, right? So we're gonna adjust this cutter one more time, maybe do something like this here, okay? And then we're gonna grab that and we're going to actually cut it here like this, right? Press B and slice it, and then we're gonna grab this dial, make it a bit smaller and pop it in here, okay? Something like this. Awesome. And sharpen. Peachy, that looks cool. And mirror to the other side. And of course we need to mirror the cutter. So grab this cutter and mirror to the other side, right? Sorry, not this one. This one. So mirror, boom, right? Cool. So that looks good. And we could also have this on the bottom as well, so you can grab it both hands and just adjust something here, right? This could be a little bit smaller so it doesn't actually poke through. So just move it somewhere here and make it larger. Somewhere here, and move it up. And there you go. Okay, that's pretty cool. Awesome. And this is a little bit too crazy, so make it a bit smaller. There we go. What we could do is make it smaller and grab these two faces, insert them a bit, and then E, cancel with the right mouse button, Alt S, and move them outside like that, okay? And then we're gonna run a bevel through it, all right? Boom, right? So we got these kind of dials here. It's a little bit too thick, so let's just make it a little bit smaller. So I set it deeper, and then E, cancel, Alt S, and boom, right? There we go. And bevel, right? Peachy. Now we're gonna grab this external layer here, and we're going to Q and Control click on Curve Extract, which is gonna give us, or should give us the, one more time. Boom, there you go. This kind of a shell. I'm gonna grab one of these and insert it like this, okay? Control R to invert selection, X and remove faces. Select all verts, and then Shift Control B to create, you know, kind of like a rounded shape. And we're going to solidify it up, okay, and remove the mirror because this will mess up our array, because we're gonna be actually arraying this, all right? And that's pretty good. Now let's actually scale this a little bit like that. Apply some bevel to it, or sharpen this and then lower the bevel size. And then click on this one, move cursor here, so Shift S to select it, click this one, and then go to Mesh Tools and Control click on Radial Array. And if your axis isn't correct, just press X and adjust it, boom. And then we're going to mirror it, okay? So Alt X and boom, right? So we got these dials, all right? Peachy, so that's sorted. And now we're gonna just add a bevel here so we can see the shape better. And the way the normal's perfect. And let's add the bevel here too. And the way the normal's, okay? Awesome. Good, good, good. That's good. And now here in the back, we're gonna add some, what you call them, some, whatever the fuck it's called, lenses. And we're going to click on this icon here, which allow us to hold control and see the dots on the shape, which will help us to draw in the middle here. It doesn't work for some reason, so let's just run an edge here, J. Oh, I see the problem. It's we align to our view instead of our object, so now it should work. There we go. That was a problem. I was wondering why the fuck is not working. Okay, so here, GX, move it in here, then J, E, and then E again, and press space, and then Alt X, and there we go. It's a bit too big, so I have a scroll and select this one, S, and then we're going to scale it a bit, right? Just a little bit, and then GX, and move it in here. How we're looking? We're looking pretty peachy. So we're gonna sharpen this, and then we're going to create a kind of like a soft transition and insert it, and then extrude it, and another soft transition here. Let's go into the eye and insert it, and we're gonna create the lenses again. Curve extract, boom, and sharpen, right? And then we can run a bevel here. There you go. It's enough. Now here, what we can do is, for some reason, we cannot run the loop because we need to connect these first. So let's do that. There we go. And now we can run a loop. Perfect. And then still we cannot run a loop. Wait a minute. I see the problem. And here. Now, boom. You have quads everywhere, you know. Here. Control B that and make it a bit smaller. And then GY, move it a bit here. And then Q Alt macro. And push it in for this kind of an effect, and then we're gonna create more of these somewhere here, and then Alt macro and push them inside and create this kind of an effect. And lower the bevel just a little bit so it's not overshooting. Peachy. So that's that. And now this could be actually a little bit longer, but you know what we could do is move this one in. Yeah, so GY and just move it in a bit. So it's gonna be, you know, sticking out a bit more here. Cool. And now what we want to do is we want to do the front. So grab this one, press F, insert it just a little bit, and we're going to go with Q curve extract and sharpen. And we got some garbage going on in here, so let's clean it. Operations clean mesh. That didn't really clean everything, so let's remove the face and B, select this. I don't even know where it came from, but we got rid of it. Cool. And we're gonna run some wedge cuts. So let's just run a wedge cut here, press W, hold control for perfect wedge. Did it work? It didn't. One more time. Run it in here, hold control, boom. And then we're gonna mirror to the other side, PG. And we're going to add some lenses here as well. So let's grab a cylinder, RX90, and scale it. Move it in here. In fact, you know what? Let's do it with hard up. It's gonna be more accurate. I mean box cutter, sorry. So here, cut it in like this, mirror, apply this, and then scale it in and extrude it. In fact, you know what? We're gonna use the curve extract, so it's gonna be a separate model, and do this, and you know, something like this, right? Peachy. And now we're gonna create some overall, you know, cuts in here. So I wouldn't mind cutting this entire shape here. So running a cut in here, maybe like this, here like this. So it's gonna be, you know, asymmetrical and sort of, let's just move it somewhere here. Press X and slice it. There we go. That's pretty cool. And then we can slice the front here like this. All right. Boom. Right. And in fact, you know what? Let's go back. Let's first slice the front. Okay. And then we're gonna grab this one. I think it's gonna be better. B, X, boom. Yeah, see, that's better because it just discontinues here. It's kind of cool. And in the front, we could just, you know, do something like this here in the front too. X and slice, boom. That's pretty cool. We could run some wedge cuts here as well. So, and just press W one more time. Okay. One more time. Make sure in orthograph in perspective view. There we go. And boom, right? And then here on the side, we're gonna have a wedge cut here. Again, make sure in perspective, and we could have a wedge cut here. All right, actually a little bit lower. I think here is gonna be better. Let me just have a scroll this up a little bit and maybe make this a little bit less crazy, this bevel here. There we go. Boom, right? So that works. And this one could be a little bit deeper. Have a scroll one more time. Okay, scale this a bit. GY, there we go. Boom, right? That's cool. And here on top of this, I would like to have kind of like a rubber wrap going around. So let's just select this one and Control plus and maybe Control plus and then Q and Shift curve extract. And it's gonna only extract part of it because we have booleans. So we're just gonna have to get rid of all the booleans and you're gonna be good to go. And then it's a little bit too thick. So lower down the solidification, you know, apply this and we're gonna cut it from the front. Remove the wedge cut, boom, right? And maybe not as deep. Actually, you know what? This is fine. We go a little bit closer here. There we go. So we got something like this. It's gonna be like a rubber band you can grab. It looks pretty cool. And I think we're done. This could be a little bit thinner, so there's kind of like a gap in here. I think it's going to be better. Let me see that. Can we run a bevel in here? Let me see. Bevel. It's gonna break here, so we need to clean that. A little bit of a pig of a geo. Watch me being flamed by some quad boys again. You're not using quads in concept art, dude. Like, really? Fucking morons. Here, drop it down. This is a bit of a pig. Let's just combine it here. I think it's gonna be better. Also, I don't know. There's some kind of a double edge in here. Hang on. Dissolve edge. Ah, I see. I've seen the light. Okay, cool, cool, cool. So now we can actually run the sharpen on this, possibly. Boom, there you go. That's better. And then let's run the bevel on it. Press 1, and it should work. You know, in fact, what we could do is get rid of this one. So hang on, let me just run a knife here. I'm just going to cut it like this, okay? And I'm gonna remove this rubbish, right? And I'm going to move it a bit closer to ease off this transition a bit, right? And what I'm gonna do is I'm going to run a mark here. And I'm going to switch the bevel here to weight. So it's gonna catch this angle here as well, you see? Peachy, peachy. And that's a bit better because it gives us a bit of a, of a definition here, right, on the sides. Okay? Kind of looks like these parts are moving, you know what I mean? It's a bit better. Cool, and I think that's it, guys. So now we're gonna texture it, right? So, power save, let's go. Now we're gonna texture this with Material Works, which is our texturing add-on. And it's bloody awesome. And it's also had the recently an update, which allows you to add edgeware, which is fucking cool. So let's copy this here, and these two should be glass. And these two, I think what we're gonna do is change them into, what we could do is Shift Curve Extract here, Shift S, let me see, let me just scale this a little bit, and then Shift Curve Extract here and sharpen. And this one could be matte screen, and this one could be, let me think what to do. Here we can grab the rubber. So rubber matte. Now use, not rubber matte, this one, perforated rubber. You see that we're gonna have a bit of a problem with alignment, right? You see that, right? Here. So what we can do, we can fix this, right? So what we're gonna do is we're going to grab this edge here in the middle, okay? And we're gonna run a seam here, so mark seam. And we're gonna run the mark seam here, and also mark seam here, and in the front, we're gonna run mark seam here and mark seam here, okay? Cool. And now we're going to unwrap this, but before we do that, we're going to switch to unwrap here and unwrap it, and boom, Bob's your uncle, sorted. So now we just need to fix the scale to, I don't know, something like 3 maybe. And there you go. Okay, and now it's working. You could also mark seam here. And if you run unwrap, it's going to create this kind of like a middle part here. But what we could do is grab this one and create kind of like a different color here. So we could go with metal and go to machine steel, whatever, or graphite steel, and shift click that, and it's gonna add like a bar here in the middle. Or we could just go with the coated titanium, right? So shift click on coated titanium and boom, right? Or maybe rubber is gonna be better. This one, synthetic rubber, right? So shift click and boom. See what I mean? That's pretty cool, right? And these ones should be a different color. So I'm actually thinking that maybe this one's a bit too dark. So we could maybe go with graphite steel here, or yeah, graphite steel is actually pretty cool, but it's a bit dark. So maybe we can change the color. So let me see, like it a little bit brighter. And this one could be darker, yeah, so metal and I don't know, cyber titanium or something, or maybe this needs to be brighter. Machine steel, that's a bit too ostentatious. Maybe some plastic, like industrial plastic. That's actually pretty cool. I kind of like that. So these could be the same, could be industrial plastic, and these definitely gonna be rubber. So let's just go here to rubber and boom, right? This could be the same as this one, to be honest. So we could copy that, and we could make it a bit darker, you know, so it kind of stands out. There you go. And this one could be the same, so copy, you know, boom, right? So it's kind of framed. And this one really should be a little bit brighter. And this one should be the same color, so copy, boom. How are we looking? Yeah, it looks pretty decent, man. Looks pretty decent. That's a bit too dark, maybe. So maybe we can make it a bit less crazy. Dark, but not pitch black, you know what I mean? Awesome. So there you go. And here, we have glass. That's cool. And we need a plane to, you know, add some ground, right? something like that. Oh yes, we forgot about this. So here we could copy this matte, and this one could be the same as this one. You know what I mean? Boom, right? Looks pretty cool. Awesome. We are back after the crush. Now I want to render a clean one, so I don't really want an edge wear, so I'm gonna remove it. But you can easily, you know, add some really cool stuff to this model. Okay, awesome. So we got this done, and now we can add some decals. Now, Decal machine doesn't support any mats going through it other than BSDF mats, so you cannot run different mats, all kinds of different mats through decals unless you have BSDF mats. We may be able to fix that using our add-on. You know, Proxy might come up with some magic. So in 2024, this is our plan to, you know, get it fixed. But at the moment, I'll show you a different trick on how to do it, okay? So, hang on. Oh, there we go. Because the optics perfect. I know I'm blind. I knew I'm blind. Okay, so we can just pop it somewhere here, just for fun. And project it. And when you're gonna be adding decals, let's say we're gonna add some screws, right? So let's go with screws and make them small, so they kind of fit. Maybe pop one here, you know, pop one, I don't know, somewhere here, and pop one somewhere, you know, somewhere here, okay? Or whatever, right? Now, if I'm going to add them to this mesh, so double click them to select all and project, boom, right? They're gonna be of a different color, you see that, right? And the rim, the edge here, the landing plane isn't matching. So what you may want to do is grab a cube and add a regular BSDF matte that kind of matches the base matte here. And then just select them, these two, double click, and then press D, match D and shift, and hold shift, and you can change the underlying matte to matte. And we're gonna match this one to here, to matte, boom, right? So he's grabbing matte from this cube, and I can delete that. And you can see that it matches perfect. Actually, you know what? We might need it still. Let's grab another decal. So there we go. Let's grab this one. This is gonna be cool. And just actually, you know what? Not this one. I think this one's gonna be better. Where is it? This one. Move it in here. Actually, let's reset the rotation. Alt R. Move it somewhere here and scale it and project it. And this didn't work for some reason, which is fascinating. There was some bug with my decal machine. Let's just try to adjust the color to matte. There you go. And we can nuke this cube now. Boom, and it's matching. You see what I mean? And here we can have some other, you know, cool decals all around. So we could actually run some notches in here with box cutter, you know. I think it's gonna look pretty cool. Here V, and no, not this one, just select this one. Boom, yeah, that looks fucking sick. These tiny details are amazing because they anchor your eyes all over the design. Yeah. So here we can have another decal. Let's say grab this one. We could actually put it in here, scale it down, and maybe rotate it a bit. Boom, right? And then copy to the other side. Now my hardware mirror disappeared. What the fuck is going on? Hang on. Yep, my hardware mirror has disappeared. Everything is getting fucked today. Okay, hang on. Let me save this. Power save. Let me just close this blender. Reopen it. Control S, most recent. Okay. Click. Alt click. There we go. If you're in doubt, close the blender. Then here we could have another element, so something from, I don't know, maybe this. Okay, make it smaller, move it here, make it narrower, and project it. There it is. And Bob's your uncle. And we could also have something in the beginning, I mean in the front. Something here in the front. Maybe one of my Japanese decals. Yeah, some of this. I don't care what it means. I can't be fucked reading. I'm just gonna slap it. So slap it in here. Maybe in the middle and project. Now, when you project really bright decals like this one, they're gonna be really standing out. So what you wanna do is go to matte and hold shift and drop the alpha, so you can blend them really nicely. That's a cool trick, no? Same here, you could drop this alpha just a little bit, you know, so it's not so poking, right? And there you go. And you know, we're good to go. And what you could do is render this. We could actually change this HDRI here to Alex Central HDRI. It comes with the add-on, by the way, guys. So boom, right? They're a bit more aggressive, really cool lighting, studio lighting from Keyshot. We can adjust this one here just a little bit to create some more interesting lighting. Something like this. Maybe we could even grab a plane here and create some reflector. Boom, right? And then drop a camera. Also, this plane here could be plastic shiny. And smart come to view and change the focal length to 85. Lock to view, and you know, boom. There you go. All right, guys. Well, that's it. Make sure you grab the Material Works fantastic add-on. It's gonna save you a shit ton of time, you know, texturing in Blender, especially if you're creating some concept art. It's really, really good. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.